So, guys, I want us to talk a little bit about this guy here. This guy here, he is the director of tax administration in Equatorial Guinea. He goes by the name Baltasar Ebang Engonga. Yes, he is the director of tax administration in Equatorial Guinea. And on top of that, he is the nephew to the Equatorial Guinea president. He's the nephew of the Equatorial Guinea president. This guy was arrested. He has been arrested. Guys, lots of you think that he was arrested because of all those sex tips. No. This guy was arrested because of fraud. He was arrested because of fraud. You know, there were already allegations, fraud allegations against this guy. Lots and lots of fraud allegations, financial fraud allegations against this guy. So, investigators were sent to investigate. After the guy was arrested, investigators were sent to investigate. They went to his office. They do all the searches and everything. Some tapes were found in his office, and others were found in his house. In his house. He was not arrested because of those sex tips, but he was arrested because of fraud, tax fraud, financial fraud. That was why he was arrested. But investigation leads to discovery of all these sex tapes, both from his office as well as in his house. But the thing that I would like us to discuss about this guy there is, if you look at all these women that this guy has been knacking, or this guy was knacking, if you look at all the women, you see that there are wives, daughters of ministers, important dignitaries, and even generals. There were no easy woman, no easy person that this man was knacking. The wives of ministers, daughters of ministers, wives and daughters of ministers, wives and daughters of important dignitaries, wives and daughters of very important generals that this man was knacking. The question that I would like to ask here is, did this man force himself to do that? Did he force himself? Because I have watched some of the videos. I've watched some of the videos. If you see some of the videos, including even photos, you see that some of the women were the ones directing the recording of this as they were knacking. Some of these women were the ones directing, arranging the camera to focus well on them. Some of these women. So we shouldn't sit and think that this man forced or lured them for knacking. No. These women needed this knacking. Perhaps some of the women who already knocked with the man, they went and informed their friend that this man can knock well. Their friends that this man can knock well. And that was the reason why they came to also take their own lion share. Or some of the daughters of these important dignitaries, or wives and daughters of these important dignitaries, as well as generals and ministers. Perhaps they went and this man knocked them well, and then they came, they informed their own friends, and their friends say, oh, they'll have to go and taste that cake. And they all went and they tasted it, and they noticed that it was this, that it was good. That was why all of them were just tripping in for the man to knock them. And the man was not only knocking them like that. The man did not even use any protective thing. If you watch some of the videos, the man was doing it raw. What were these women thinking? What is really wrong with some women? What is really wrong with some women? We can ask these questions directly to some of these women. What is wrong with some of the women? What is wrong with some of you ladies? We can ask these questions to women year in, year out. But men, what is wrong with some of you men? You get married to a woman. You get married to a woman, you keep the woman at home. You are a very important personnel. You are fit and all those things. You think that only bringing money at home is all that you can do for a woman? You think that only bringing money at home, you think that is what you can bring to a woman? Even if I blame some of these women and some of these daughters, some of these wives and some of these daughters, I will not allow their men or their parents to not to be blamed. Because you know most Africans, big people, most of those government officials and all this, majority of them involve themselves. They have involved themselves in one or two type of crazy stuff that they will tell them, oh, don't knock your wife, don't knock your wife, don't knock your wife. I mean, crazy stuff like in some of these other Babalawo organizations and all occultic places. Don't knock your wife, don't knock your wife. Who should knock your wife? Who should knock your wife? Because you want to secure your position. You don't have to knock your wife. What about your daughter? I mean, don't allow your daughters to go like this. Just make your daughters, provide everything to them. You think that women need only money? Women need attention. Women need affection. They need that knacking. They need knacking. Insofar as I'm blaming the man because he's a married man, he's a father, I will blame all those wives, all those daughters, as well as the husbands of those ministers, as well as the husbands of those the husbands and papas and daddies of those wives and daughters that the man was knacking. Let's call a spade a spade. How can you marry a woman? How can you marry a woman? You are not knacking her. What do you expect? What do you expect? The position of the guy, he is the nephew to the president of Equatorial Guinea. He is the nephew. Do you think that is money that he will use to lay those women in bed? Of course not. Of course not. If you look at him, he really looks like Prince Charming. As some people will call their own guy men. So why all this? Now you hear only the sex tips. People are talking all about the sex tips. Why not talk about these people who just get married to women and allow the women to be there? Some of those big people, we all know, they will not even allow their daughters to go out to meet other normal human beings. They will not. They will want that their daughters only parade with those big people, people of their level. You think there's all those that your daughters they need? Your daughter need to knock. Your daughters need to knock. The same like how your wives, they need to knock. Allow your own daughters like that when they attain that age. Don't only make them to say, oh, they have to get this. Okay, good. That one is the nephew to the president. What happened? You allow your daughter, oh, you can make, he's a good man. He's the nephew to the president. So you can, your daughter will go there and start knocking with that man. Your daughter went there. You that general, you that minister, you that important dignitary. You say your daughter should trade only with people of the same level, the same class. What happened? He went there to this man's office and this man was knocking them. This man knocked them very well. And you can't stand, you are complaining. Whoa, the person I pity, the people I pity in this case is the man's wife and children. The rest, I don't pity them. The man did not force this lady. He did not, neither did he even use bed money to lure these wives and daughters of these ministers, important dignitaries, as well as generals. Oh, they know that he's the nephew to the president. So they will just go there, open it, and give it to him. And he will be recording them. I've watched a lot of videos just this morning. I've watched a lot of videos. And the worst of it is that these women allow the man to enter the raw because they know he's the nephew of the president. What I don't really know what is wrong with some of you, some of these mad women, or some of you, I don't understand what is wrong with some of you. Because you know that this is how the man is. You just open your leg and let him enter raw. You do not even care about anything. That's how it is. The person I blame, not even that the person I blame, sorry. The people I blame, sorry. The persons I blame are these big people. Ministers, important dignitaries, as well as generals. These are the people I blame. And the person I have pity, the people I have pity for, I pity a lot, is for his wife and children. See his beautiful family. See his beautiful family. They're just women, wives of ministers, wife of directors, wife of important dignitaries and generals. They just give themselves to this young man, to just knock them anyhow. What a pity. It's just an advice. Men, when you get married to your woman, please give your woman time. It's not only money and other things that women they need. You will give that money to some women, they will take and give to some men out there. They will say you have enough. You have a lot of money. They will take and go give to their own sugar or their own side cocks. They will take and give to their side cocks. I don't know what some of you women want. I don't know what some of you daughters of big people want. I don't know what some of you men, you get married to a woman, you cannot knock that woman. You go and join a occultic organization where they will tell you, they will give you conditions that you don't have to sleep with your wife, you don't have to allow your daughters, they go out and all those things, or you don't have to allow your daughters, they go out with normal person, they just have to follow people, they just have to snack with people of their class. What a madness. So that's the thing. That's my own take on this particular matter. This guy was not arrested because of the sex tapes. He was arrested because of fraud. But investigation lead the investigators to find all the sex tapes. Please, share this video. Share this video. Share this video such that Facebook, TikTok, YouTube can recommend them. As you do so, may God bless you. Thank you. We are going to bring you guys more of this trending story. It's been your one and only one, the game changer, the epitome of the mindset. Thank you, and you remain blessed. Bye-bye.